Let's move into the turners on the Thursday. Mighty Potter has looked really good this season. 11-8 favourites. Banbridge is 7-2. Appreciated 9-2. Sir Gerhard 7-1. Journey with Me, Stage Start, and Balco Coastal 12-1, 16-1 bar. Callum, you have to be impressed with Mighty Potter. He's been very good this season. Is he a good thing at 11-8? Because there's a few horses in here you could take him on with at different prices.
He's the right favourite, but there's interesting opposition, and you have to remember his last trip to Cheltenham was, I know he made a mistake, and that was the reason why he beat. But he checked at the vet at the start. He crashed through a rail. Sometimes the best of like madness and their genius, and I think he's kind of one of these horses. He's a wee bit quirky, and there might be a wee chink in there when he travels. I'm getting kind of Envoy Allen vibes about him a little bit on the road. There is a chance that he might boil over, he might blow out, but what he's done so far, he deserves to be rightful favourite. I can see why he's so highly regarded. His attitude in the Drinmore, he landed very steeply oftentimes, and the way he got up, but he's his head down all the time and tries. And I think you love the hill. It's just whether he's going to get there or do something daft that Envoy Allen did. There is that niggling doubt of travelling there. There is just a wee slight question mark. Banbridge and Appreciate It are threats. Appreciate It more so in soft ground, and Banbridge in better ground. I think the ground, whatever way it will ride, I think that'll probably develop as the main danger. And I think Henderson left Balco Coastal a little bit under against Jerry Colombe. And if you really like Jerry Colombe, then I think Balco Coastal will probably run quite well here each way. They're earmarking this instead of the plate. It's gone up to 151. And Nicky Henderson nicked this 2 years ago when Envoy Allen tumbled with Chantry House. So I'm just wary of history repeating himself in that. The Turners, Galloping Deschamps had it in the bag, tumbled. And I do think Mighty Potter is the best horse in the race, but could something untoward, misfortunate happen? It's happened to horses that you'd expect less than Mighty Potter is. There is a body of work there that he is quirky, and he might do something. But at the moment, he's still the percentage call because I really like the way he's done it the last two runs. But I haven't committed to anything yet, and see Star going here as well. He's going to make it a test from the front, which should suit Mighty Potter because he doesn't want to get there too soon. But there's just something in my back of mind here that something might go wrong, and I think that's why it's a little bit factored into the price.
Craig, I agree totally with Callum. I think it is on basis of this year. Mighty Potter's been exceptional, but you do have that wee doubt in your mind the way he was last year at Cheltenham. That's probably the only blemish in his record.
Yeah, I went back and watched that Supreme and paid more attention to him, before the start. And you look at him physically, that was the biggest change for me. The way he's developed in the last 12 months. He looked an absolute shell of a horse 12 months ago. He's really developed. He's really filled out. He's a much stronger horse. He's a much more mature horse. But after he won at the Dublin Racing Festival, I love sorting out the bad each way races. And this was sticking out as a bad each way race. I went and backed Journey with Me. I should have went and backed Bainbridge at that time each way as well. There was a little bit of doubt in terms of which race he would go for. And I would say he's more ground dependent, Banbridge, than Mighty Potter. That is the one concern. I think Banbridge is still probably one of the best each way bets of the week, because it's going to be impossible to knock him out with three, but you just wouldn't want to see really soft ground for Banbridge. That would be the concern. I'm going to stick with him in the hope that it's no worse than good to soft. I think Banbridge is really solid. The way he ran on in the Irish Arkle, screaming out for an extra half mile, I think he's a knock in each way, but there's no way he can be out the three, providing the ground isn't too testing.
Brilliant. Mark, where are we with the Turners?
Well, I agree with everything everyone said about Mighty Potter. I'm not saying I'm going to lay him, but I can't have him because all these little... he makes mistakes as well. He gives you a chance because he's not flawless as a jumper. He's good most of the time, but he makes mistakes. He's done what he did at Cheltenham last season. I don't know. I couldn't back him at that price. a back journey with me already. I can't understand why they're not going here and giving it a go. I'll probably back Balco Coastal either without the favourite or each way. I liked his run last time. I thought he jumped really, really well. His jumping was brilliant. But so was Barnbridge at Cheltenham when he won over 2 miles. Barnbridge was really good in his jumping. Worry about soft ground for him if it came. I wouldn't back Appreciate It. He's too short for what he's achieved this season. He's been absolutely thrashed in that Arkle trial. And I'm not convinced, because they've all talked about him being a 2-miler, even though he looks like he wants to go up and trip. I'm not convinced he does either. So, yeah, Balco Coastal each way. Niggly doubts about Mighty Potter for me.
Can I just say I absolutely agree with Johnny with me. I don't know why they're not going here, because the form behind Impervious I think is fine. I think he would appreciate going down and trip a wee bit. I'm amazed they're not going this direction with Johnny with me. I think Appreciate It's the winner here. I'm just coming down to the angle that he's the best horse in this race. I know he's 9. I'm going to ask you, if this was over 2, if the Irish Arkle was over a bit further, he'd have beat Banbridge easily. Banbridge was staying on. I Appreciate It. I don't think he handled it well at all. I think the ground was against him. Again, how's the ground going to be? If the ground's got soft in it, I think Appreciate It's the bet in this race. Again, Mighty Potter, I just can't have him at 11-8. I think he's a good horse. I think he's showed the most upside. I just think Appreciate It 9-2. I know he's 9. But he's always looked to me as if this is the perfect trip for him. And I think he's the bet here. I'm going to Appreciate It. And Balco Coastal each way. I think Balco Coastal will be certainly a player. I tipped him up for the plate. Then I saw his rating and immediately regretted it. They will go here. And I think he's got a chance each way. But again, it's such a hard race. But I think Appreciate It strong here. And I think they're making the right call going over this trip. So Appreciate It for me, Callum.
I think Mighty Potter will win, but I know there's going to be plenty of heart and mouth moments, but I think he can pull out the fire if he's there. So I will back him, but Balco Coastal each way I think is a better bet.
Balco Coastal. Craig?
Banbridge each way. A little
Banbridge.
bit naughty, but there you go.
Mark?
Balco Coastal each way for me as
Balco
well.
Coastal each way.